Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I am Lisa. This is Creativity and Inspiration. I hope you're all having a wonderful day today. So what we are talking about today obviously is Christmas. And I wanted to show you how you can create a really cool tree using paper, using crafting supplies, journal supplies, planner supplies that you already own without spending a lot of money but getting a really cool look. Or maybe you're tired of your look. Maybe you've had your Christmas tree decorated one way for years, but now, especially now, it's really hard to go out and buy new stuff because everything's so expensive. So I'm just going to give you some ideas to decorate using what you have in, like I said, your crafting space, whether it's for junk journals, just crafts in general. Maybe you sew, maybe you knit, whatever. I'm going to give you ideas. But wait, if you're beginning and you say, oh, I don't have a lot of craft stuff, this video is not for me, stop. Stop. Don't go anywhere. Because this video is for everybody. I'm going to show you how to use stuff around the house. It doesn't have to be craft supplies. Hey guys, before we get started, I just wanted to say please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that little bell. So let's get into this video because it's really fun and I think you're going to love it. Okay guys, so for this one, you're going to stay over there so you can see the whole little tree. And this is my little tree. I needed a new one. This one doesn't have lights, which is kind of a bummer, but I noticed this year a lighted tree last year, year before, 5 years ago was like $16. Now they're like $38. So I will go buy a small set of lights. Probably they used to be a couple of bucks. Now they're probably 5 or 6. But I'll go buy a small strand of lights and put them on here later. Because this is actually a tree that I'm going to put in my home. In fact, I wasn't even going to film in the craft room, but there's not enough light in there. So I want you to be able to see. I want to have a good light for you, and this was the best place. So what we'll do is I will show you at the very end of the video how this comes out in the space that's going to be in. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, I did a short about, and I also did TikTok. So anyway, if you're on TikTok, all my information's below. You can go follow me. Anyway, I made some paper flowers. These were really simple, really cute, and I love them. They'll go in journals. You can use them in planners. You can make altered paper clips. You can do anything with these because they are that cute, okay? Even for like a party, if you wanted to have a really cool like a headband, you could glue one to a headband. You could put one on as like a pin. You could do a lot with these. You could make a bracelet out of these. Even if they are paper. And I think, you give them a good coat of Mod Podge and they're going to be really sturdy. So I made this one. This is more the holiday one. It has the bling. It's red. Okay, so how I made this was I got a piece of plain red cardstock. I stamped it with whatever stamps you have. I use Christmas stamps. You don't have to because you can't really tell. I stamped it up really good. Then I cut my 3 different size circles out. I cut into the center all the way around the circle with my scissors. Stacked them together and put the bling in the center. And this is a really cool looking flower, okay? To me, it kind of looks like a poinsettia, I thought. Anyway, so with the paper flowers, you could make ornaments and just hang them on branches. Now, I would make them a bit smaller. This tree is a little small compared to these flowers, but you could make them and hang them on like ornaments, okay? You could make a chain and make them like your garland around the tree. You could also use these as garland on a mantle. They would look beautiful. And if you're going for that farmhouse chic, shabby chic look, then these book page flowers are the definite go-to with that. You could have a flower and then have a smaller, like little red flower for a pop of color if you wanted. If not, you could put a paper flower like this and then go in with a neutral colored like this. I'm calling this neutral because it's not bright, but a burlap flower. And you're like, well, I don't have any burlap flowers. Do you have burlap? Do the same thing I did with these. cut 3 different size circles, cut into the center, attach them, and put something in the center like a button. Doesn't have to be a button, it can be anything. And then you could do a paper flower, a burlap flower, a paper, and that would be a beautiful farmhouse chic, shabby chic look for your home. Now, if you're not into that, of course, you can go back bling and cut some of these out of gold paper, if you have some gold paper, and do bright and do shiny. You could do gold and silver, like the song. I think it's from Frosty or Rudolph, maybe Rudolph, the original. Anyway, so you can make different flowers out of whatever paper you have. If you have Christmas scrapbook paper, cut them out of that. They'll make beautiful flowers as well. So definitely these are a great idea for any Christmas tree garland you have. They also would look beautiful on Christmas cards and a Christmas journal. Keep that in mind. Multiple functional use, and they will use up some of all those book pages you have, because I have a ton if you're like me. Also, okay, I was looking through my stash and I have some really cool butterflies. Now you're thinking, that's not Christmas. Why not? Why can't I make a tree and put some butterflies on it? I think it would look beautiful. So, and that's the thing with this, guys. My stash is my stash. I'm just giving you ideas. You have to go through yours, and you have to, we're all different. And I've said this multiple times. We're all different. We all have different likes. I'm here to give you ideas and to get you to look at things in your home differently and use them in different ways. Okay, so the butterflies, they would look awesome on this tree. I have one somewhere. Okay, he's brown, he's blue. I don't know how well he's going to show up. But, he would look good as an ornament on my tree. He would look good as the little star of my tree up top. I love that. He's cute. I could, if you're a glitter girl out there, you're one of my glitter girls, you could add glitter to him. He would pop. Of course, the ideal would be to have red, but I don't have red, so I could use a yellow one if I wanted him to really pop. I could use this orangey color, okay? It doesn't matter. If you don't have any butterflies, though, but you maybe think, hey, I would like to add butterflies, go to your book pages. Go to your book pages, draw a butterfly, cut it out, ink it up. You can paint it if you want and put that on there. Book pages are wonderful. They make beautiful accessories for a Christmas tree. Now, something else, we all have bling. We add bling to our journals. This is some bling I have. I just bought these, I don't know, picked them up somewhere. They're flat on the back. You put a little piece of yarn. You could put green so it kind of blends in. Then you have a beautiful little ornament for your tree. And yes, I know a lot of you may not have a tree this small. This is all good. This will translate to a bigger tree. Trust me on that. All right, now, this is using what I have in my stash. I have some more stuff. Okay, another item a lot of us have are these ball things. I don't know what you call them. I guess puffs, pom-poms. We have a lot of pom-poms. You just run a needle through these, tie a knot on each end, and then run another, run so far, run a needle through, tie this, run it through, tie it, and you can make a garland out of pom-poms. If you have these in your stash, how cute of a tree would it be with a pom-pom garland? Also, if you want to do, you're doing the red gold, there's red and gold in here, get your red gold and your flowers, your paper flowers, and put that on a garland. Have one on each side. How cute is that? And make that a garland for your fireplace, for your mantle. Do you know this house does not have a mantle on the fireplace? I have to go get a mantle installed. I can't go through the holidays without a mantle. That's just not right. But anyway, so that's an idea for your tree. If you're doing my farmhouse shabby chic guys out there, and you've got the butterflies and the flowers, you could string those on. If you want something a little more holiday, but you still wanted to use the book page, draw a ornament on here or make a snowflake, okay? There's a lot of options. You're only limited by your imagination. So you could make one out of that. If you did want to throw in some pom-poms, then come in here and see if there's a pom-pom that works with your book page that will add a bit of bling, but not really make it, away from the theme you're going for. You could use the gold. That wouldn't be too bad. Or you could just use kind of a white. I don't like the white. All right. But anyway, so pom-poms pom-poms might not work that great for the shabby chic look. But you know what? Something really cool. And what I'm doing is I'm tearing my book page and I'm tearing it down to just the words are on the book page. Okay, and then I'm crumpling it up. Crumple it up. And then you add some glitter or a bit of paint to it to give it that rustic kind of smushed up look. And you can make it however big you want. I'm using kind of a small piece of paper, honestly, but you can make these big or small. Make a ball, tape it together. Here, let me tape it. Or glue it together, whatever you want to do. For this example, I'm just going to throw... I say that and then I can't find the tape. For this example, I'm just going to throw a piece of tape on it just so you can get the idea. Then come in with your ink. Kind of hit it up and give it that... give it that shabby look. And so let's hit it with some ink so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I've got my little ball here and I'm going to hit it with some ink. And I have my little dauber here. And I'm just kind of going around and hitting it with some ink. And I'm just doing a rough job. Of course, you would hit it as dark or as light as you want it. I want it to show. Okay, so there's that. And then you could do a flower and a little ball. A flower and a little ball. And when you get, and you're probably thinking that looks like shit. But it doesn't. Trust me. Once you get it all together, you're going to have a really cool look. Or you can do, cut out an ornament shape. Okay? You're only limited by what you can think of. Alright. Another thing you can do with book pages and paper is twist them and make a garland out of paper. And it looks so cool. And you can make the chain thing. Remember in school when we cut out the strips and we hooked them and we made the chain thing, You can make the chain thing out of it. But I want something elegant. So what I would do, is I would take and I always trim off, you know how they have the blank pages, this part, the blank part around the words. I always tear that off because I want the words to be the star. You can just use the whole page if you want. I just always tear off that part, okay? And then once you get like this, roll it. Okay, so all I'm doing is simply just rolling it, the page, making a tube, okay, like that. And then I'm going to crumple it up. I'm going to crumple it up and get it all beat up here. And I'm going to keep crumpling. I'm going to twist it. Okay, and then at this point, you might want to come in again with your ink and hit the ink up a little bit. Okay, hit it with ink all over. Make sure it's good and twisty. You want it to be bendable. You want it to be flexible, okay? Then you could add another length if you wanted to, and then put this around your tree, okay? And it looks really cool. Imagine the whole tree with a book page garland. Awesome, awesome use of book pages. Great idea. Extend your theme. And this will go on anything. What if you did the book page garland and then you had the pops with the red flowers and then you had your gold glitter? It kind of grounds it. You see, you're balancing. You have bright color with the red flower. You have a bright color with your gold accessories, whatever they are. And right now there are these stick-on beads for journals. And then you have your beautiful black and white book pages. Love, love, love. Or kind of tea stained because they're kind of old. I didn't tea stain them. They're regular, but they're aged. Your aged book page. And it kind of grounds it and brings it all together. Okay? So that's a thought. Now, last thing in the crafting, well, two more things in the craft room. Then we're going to move out of the craft room to look for accessories or to look for decor. And the last thing are these things. And we get these all the time, or you probably have them in your stash forever. And I'm going to, oops, go in. I'm going to keep with the red and gold theme just because that's what we started with. Okay, so I just showed you a garland if you're doing the book page, if you're doing the kind of farmhouse shabby chic look, right? Well, now I'm going to show you a look for if you want kind of more blingy look, and that's up to you. But this is a simple garland that you can make. I just twisted a red and gold together, and then I kind of made them a little more pliable. And you can start at the top. And the good thing is because the little pipe cleaners, I call them, are pliable, you bend them easily and you can hook them to a branch easily. Okay, so you'd have to put a bunch on, yes, but if you have a bunch and you don't know what to do with them, look how pretty. It's really pretty. Maybe you want a more thick, you want a thicker look, just double them up. You know, twist two together, and it's that easy, and you have a more, you know, thicker appearance. But how gorgeous is that? So that's an idea. Last idea in the craft room is if you're a sewer, and these can be plastic, they can be whatever you have, okay? I happen to have a bunch of wood ones because I'm going to use these in another video to show you something. But I have a bunch of vintage spools from sewing. Okay. And I have a couple of, no, I guess I have two sizes. Okay, well, I have two sizes. And what I would do is string them together and do big, small, big, small, big, small. Okay, you get the idea with that. Oh, goodness. Trouble hanging on today, okay? You could string big, small together, and that would be a really cute garland or on your tree or on your fireplace. If you don't have a mantle like me, you could, you know, lay it out like beads on a table. That would look amazing as well. And if you didn't want natural, you could paint these. You could wrap them in the pipe cleaners. If you wanted them to have a bit of sparkle, just I'm going to take my gold because that's what I pulled out, and you just quickly wrap them around, okay, and you can glue it down, or you can, you can glue it down, and then, look, you have a bit of sparkle, you string them together, you'd put red on either side, and keep going. And again, this would look amazing on a tree, on a table, or on your mantle. Okay, so that's it for the craft room. And if you don't have a craft room, this is where you need to, I guess, really pay attention. Now, there's a lot of things in the bedroom that we can actually use for Christmas tree mantle decoration. And one of them is if you have junk jewelry. And now, some of you might say, well, that's back in my craft room. Okay, go back in the craft room. But if you don't have junk jewelry as a crafting, you might have to wear it, okay? And that's cool. Go through your jewelry and see, what do I have, what will work? And of course, anything sparkly works, but anything works. It doesn't have to match your colors. This one's all white, and you just wrap it around, and then you keep going, until you get to the end of it. And you just kind of drape it on. How cute is that? And then you keep going. And you might say, well, I don't have, this one would probably take 4 necklaces. I don't have 4 of the same. It doesn't matter. That's the beauty. Think outside the box. Quit thinking like what you see in stores, okay? Make it more of your style. Now, if your style is what you see in stores, that's great. Then make your tree that way, or your mantle, or whatever. But if it's not, and you're just doing it because you see it in a store, think outside the box. Think, what do you like? What is speaking to you? And that's what you should do. And these make, really cool garlands. Okay, I have another one. It doesn't match, but I could put it on, and there. And it's really cool. Here's another pearl one. Okay, I might have to go. Probably should have started with the bottom, but, that's okay. We'll get there. Okay, so there is, oops, come on guys. Okay, let's go see if we can get all the way down. Alright, there we go. And there we go. There we have a junk jewelry. A costume jewelry. Sorry, it's not junk. A costume jewelry garland. Pretty easy, pretty cool. If you wanted to do it for a garland on your fireplace, just hook the ends together. That simple. Something else that makes beautiful decor on your Christmas trees are brooches, pins. Okay, you can slide them on, you can pin them on, you can do whatever you want. And I have silver pulled here if you wanted to go with silver, but I know we've been going with gold, so let me go over here to my gold. How beautiful is this? And these are costume jewelry too. Actually, these are vintage costume jewelry, and they're just cool. And I bought them to craft with, and I don't use them. I don't know why. I love them, but, But you could do a bunch of pins on your tree. They make a great look. Something else that's overlooked a lot that we may have that we didn't realize we had a big stash of are buttons. They have this little space on the back, great for hooking a hook through or some twine or something. You could even, depending on the size of your tree, slide them over your branch. But how beautiful are those for decorations, for ornaments on a tree, okay? And if you don't have a bunch of buttons, this is really cool, okay? This is an idea I had. If you have somebody in your family that's military, first, thank you, obviously. But second, what you should do is if you want to create a special, maybe this size tree for them, is you can go online and find cheap, inexpensive military buttons. How cool would it be to make that person their own little Christmas tree? Use military buttons. You can buy all sorts of ribbons online, string them together, make that the garland of the tree. And then the tree topper could be the picture of your loved one. Just saying. It's a cute idea. Something else that makes a really cool ornament are earrings, okay? If you have a bunch of earrings and there's some that you just don't wear, or you only wear them, say, spring, or, you only wear them on occasions, put them on your tree. Then if the occasion comes up, just go run, take them off, put them on, and then put them back on the tree when you get home. That simple, that fun. And guys, the pearls, if you're doing the shabby chic, the pearls look beautiful too. If you wanted to add a bit of sparkle instead of the book page garland, go back and do a string of, plastic pearls, and it looks great. Another thing you could use are hair ties. If they're small, but you have some really pretty ones, you could put those on. For the base of the tree, you could definitely use some napkins. If your tree's small, if your tree's large, and you want to make it more homey, if you have an old quilt, like Grandma's quilt she made, that would be beautiful, especially if you do the shabby chic look. It would look really homey and comforting, just amazing. If you're doing the military look, I would say if you have an old military blanket, may not be the softest, but throw it down there because I know they're wool. My husband was in the Navy, so throw that down there. Wrap that around as your tree base, okay? The idea is to think outside of the box and to embrace different ideas. One more thing I don't know if you have are brads. And the brads, go through and hold some papers together, whatever. If you have some winter ones, this one's beautiful. You can get, might have some of the You might have some of these laying around. Use a brad. You would just hook them to the tree using the brad. Any brad. It doesn't have to be winter or Christmas themed at all. Okay? The last thing I want to talk about using is natural elements. Okay? If you live somewhere where there is a lot of pine cones, small pine cones would look gorgeous. Now, I bought these for fall decor, but I didn't use them, so I'm going to use them in my Christmas decor. You can make small ornaments out of these, and you can paint them, or I'll admit it, glitter girls out there, I probably will hit them with a little bit of glitter to make them sparkle, and they can become ornaments. You can nestle them in the tree. Look beautiful, especially my farmhouse chic, shabby chic girls. Especially my farmhouse chic, shabby chic girls, your natural elements are just going to add a beautiful touch. In fact, when you're doing your garland with your book page flower, even if you use your book page garland base, you have your flower on there, add some sprigs of natural greenery. If you have little pine trees behind you, cut out a tiny branch and glue it to the garland, and then put your flower on top of that. Beautiful. Add in those natural elements. Also, my glitzy girls, you can add in natural elements as well. Like I said, put a little glitter on your pine cones. Put that sparkle on there, or use some shimmery paint and just tip them, okay? Look absolutely beautiful. So don't forget nature, and don't forget things that maybe you bought for another season that you could actually incorporate into the current season. One thing about the natural elements, they will carry on into winter, and you can leave them out. After you take down all of your Christmas, you could definitely... Sorry, my camera said, your video's too long, and it stopped. Using natural elements can also go into the next season, winter. If you tip them with gold or silver paint or glitter, that can go into winter. That's fine. Or if you just leave them natural, that's beautiful. You can put them in a bowl. You can leave the garland that you made, instead of taking it down and putting it away, put it on the table like you do the wood beads. It'll be beautiful. That's your book page garland with your natural greenery behind your flower, okay? Same thing for my babes out there that like shiny elements, and maybe use silver or gold. Put these in a little tray or a little dish out, and they're just going to add that certain something going into winter. Remember, during these days when the clock changes and it's getting dark so early, a lot of people suffer from, it's called seasonal depression. And, winter and it's a big time because of the time change. So if you have hints of sparkle throughout your home, you'd be surprised at how you just automatically smile when you see them. Just a tip. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got a lot of ideas for decorating a tree, your mantle, your tables for the upcoming holiday, and things that will carry into winter as well. If you did, please be sure and give this video a thumbs up. Also, leave me a comment down below, Holly, if you've watched all the way to the end. Again, at the end of this video, there will be a little showing of the tree, how I actually decorate it, and in its place. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and that little bell. I sure would appreciate it. Thanks for being here today, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. I wanted to show you, I decorated it two ways. This side is for my shabby chic girls, my farmhouse chic. I had to put a little bling, but not much. I have my book page paper garland, and I have my paper flower as the star of the show. Plus I added some natural elements, the pine cones and the wood spools with just a little bit of bling on them. Now, if we come around, to the other side, here is my blingy one. There's my paper flower as the star. There's my gold buttons, my butterflies, some of the vintage pens, and my garland is the pipe cleaners. just to show you how pretty. And let's back up and get a full tree look. Now I'm going to go put it in place so you can see it there.